angels, downloaders alike, and welcome to another Iron Rambles video. So a couple of major things have happened over the course of the time since my last video. Nothing extremely major to sort of warrant an entire video topic, so I've decided to round up a couple of wee bits together and just sort of make a update video for anyone who doesn't really keep up with stuff but is interested to know what's going on. There has been some casting news. Luke Baines has officially been announced as Sebastian Morgenstern. If anyone remembers, I actually did a video on him replacing Will Tudor a month or so ago now. Back then it had only been speculation because all we really saw was photographs, and Todd Slavkin kind of made a pretty much an official statement about it, about Will Tudor not coming back and about Luke Baines taking on the role. So it was pretty much common knowledge that Will Tudor was not coming back to Shadowhunters and Luke Baines was going to take on the role as Sebastian Morgenstern. But now it's been officially announced for anyone who just sort of enjoys the show and doesn't really, you know, go deep in diving in for information. So it's been officially announced that Luke Baines is Sebastian Morgenstern, which we can now officially welcome him to the Shadowhunters family and wish him luck in the role, because why spread negativity? It's not his fault he was cast and Will Tudor's not coming back. We wish him the best in the role of Sebastian. Also, Kimberly Sue Murray has been cast as the Seelie Queen. As we know, there have been multiple actors to take on the role of the Seelie Queen, most notably Sarah Hyland, because there was a whole controversy about it because she was Dominic Sherwood's girlfriend at the time and people were kicking up stink, you know, she'll only get it because it's his girlfriend, blah blah blah. But now we see that there's going to be another actor taking on the role, and this is Kimberly Sue. The reason that Kimberly Sue is taking on the role is because, as we know, the Seelie Queen takes on multiple different forms. And let's just say now that Sebastian is fully out there and he is coming into the role as himself fully, everyone knows who he is, he does have a kind of rapport with the Seelie Queen, the kind of rapport that would not have worked if the Seelie Queen had remained a child. And Sarah Hyland, I would say, is very busy with Modern Family, so she probably wouldn't have been able to return even if she wanted to. So they have brought in Kimberly Sue to become the next form of the Seelie Queen. So I don't know if there'll be any more of the little girl, I'm not sure what her name is, who played the Seelie Queen in her kid form. But I have seen her about the set, so maybe she's got a couple of scenes, who knows. But we have now got a new form for the Seelie Queen, who will most likely be having a lot of scenes with Luke Baines as Sebastian. And final piece of casting news, Sydney Mayer has been announced as Helen Blackthorne. I don't want to give anything away about Helen Blackthorne's character, but she has been highly anticipated, her casting. People have been waiting to see her come in. And it is great to see that she actually is coming in, because with the show getting cancelled and everything like that, it was hard to know whether certain aspects of characters and from the books and stuff like that we're actually going to get a chance to be in the show. But it's nice to see that Helen Blackthorne has been cast and she will be in it. So leave a little mystery going there on who she is. If you've read the books, you know who she is, but I know a lot of you haven't and just enjoy the show. No shame in that, the books are crap. So I'll leave a little mystery there for you guys who have only watched the show surrounding Helen Blackthorne's character. So Shadowhunters have officially wrapped on recording the final hunt. The final hunt being the final 2 extra episodes that we're getting in 2019 to tie up loose ends and close the show. As bittersweet as it is, I've been trying to incorporate that quote, "Don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened," or something along those lines, because we are very lucky to have gotten the 3 years of Shadowhunters that we have, 4 technically, since Season 3B won't come out until 2019. So we have been very lucky to get the 4 years that we have. Some shows get cancelled after 1 episode, 1 season. We're getting an entire half a season remaining and we're actually getting a tie-up. A lot of series don't get that. And while I still push the Save Shadowhunters movement, I do recognise how lucky we are to have been given what we are getting if the campaign does not work. So all the cast were saying goodbye and on their social medias and posting about how lucky they were to be on the show, and a little detail has actually been noticed. There was a video recorded of the cast wrapping up their final scene, and it has been noticed that Matthew Daddario is in a tuxedo. Matthew Daddario being the actor who plays Alec Lightwood. And immediately, obviously, the only explanation that people can come to for this is that Alec and Magnus maybe getting married. And just the very thought of the final episode having that, like, hits me here, like, hits me right, like, right in the chest where the heart is. And it would actually be extremely interesting if Magnus and Alec do get married, because Cassandra Clare, the author of the Mortal Instruments, hasn't even written such an event herself yet. So if this does happen, Shadowhunters will have married Magnus and Alec before their own author even did, which honestly I'm not shocked about. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case at all, but I also wouldn't be surprised if Cassandra Clare like rushed out a book to get it out before then, so that they didn't do it before her. But there's been no word of her writing a Malec wedding. She has been writing this book series, The Red Scrolls of Magic, which is I've done a video on that as well, which I think is going to be based around Magnus and Alec in Paris, which was nowhere near their wedding. I think that was when they went on holiday in City of Fallen Angels, I think it was. So if suddenly, out of the blue, Cassandra Clare announced, I'm writing the wedding, we'll know exactly why that is. Matthew Daddario and Harry Shum Jr. also made a very important message to fans, talking about the importance of Malec and how much it has meant to them to portray them over the past 4 years. There's been people flying around accusations that they faked the video, but I don't see what they would get from that. I don't see what the use in that would be. I do genuinely believe that they meant the message. Of course they did. Why? The show is being cancelled. Why fake a message? I just don't understand. The amount of people that just come up with such shite sometimes just to create controversy. I just don't get it. But I loved the message. It really meant a lot to me, and it meant a lot to a lot of us Malec fans. And it just made it even more difficult to cope with the fact that the show, it's looking like the show really is ending. No matter what we do, it doesn't seem to work. We have worked our asses off for the Save Shadowhunters campaign, and it seems to have done nothing. But that doesn't mean that we sort of bow down, bow out. We can keep fighting. We can fight to the very end if we have to. So that's what I'm going to intend to keep doing, and I hope that's what you guys intend to keep doing too, because if Shadowhunters ends, I'm going to have to start thinking of something else for this channel, and we really don't want to see what that's about. Wow, can you imagine me coming up with original content? Terrifying idea in itself. But no, the main problem here is that we want Shadowhunters to continue, and we will keep fighting for it, even though they filmed the last episode, even though they've wrapped, even though no one seems to be responding to the Save Shadowhunters campaign, but media outlets. But no, media outlets are giving us attention, but none of like the film corporations that we've been trying to contact seem to really care, which is really frustrating, but we're just gonna have to keep going. So that's it for this week. Shadowhunters, Angels and Downloaders alike, and keep fighting for the show even though it's cancelled. Don't stop until the very end, and remember, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. As cheesy as that sounds, it helps. It does.